Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another glorious episode of Story Archives, one that you weren't expecting and one that you're going to get anyways. I'm your host, Mario Busto, alongside
the other host, Zachary Newton. Welcome back.
We're back. Week before 4th of July.
Ooh.
Born in the USA. Yeah. This episode is going to be a little bit different. I don't think we've ever done something like this, but it's overdue because, for a couple months now, we haven't really known what was going to be the show after Last of Us Season 2. I haven't been enjoying a lot of the shows I've been watching, or at least we haven't been covering the shows we've been watching because, we want to be conscious of what you guys want and stuff like that. So this episode is going to be all about forecasting the rest of the year, what we're going to be covering, all the shows we're going to be covering. So take out your notepads, take out your Blackberries, take out your Nokias, your indestructible Nokias, and take out whatever writing devices that you like and get ready because we're going to go through the shows that we're considering, the shows that we're going to for sure cover unless something else crazy drops that derails us from doing that show.
Or if the show sucks, you never know.
Or like, every once in a while you get like this pleasant show that comes out of nowhere that the hype is crazy and you just jump on that, right? But we're going to go over everything. We're going to go from sort of A to Z. But yeah, Zach, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I'm much more looking forward to like the future roadmap. I'm kind of in the same boat though, where like I've been watching some shows, to name a couple, Murderbot and Stick, which I was really into Stick for like the first 2 episodes, and then it started trailing off. And I'm like, I'm not really looking forward to like I've still got like 1 or 2 in the queue right now to watch, and I just haven't been too into it. So, Murderbot, I'm gonna be honest, has been more entertaining. I've been looking more forward to Murderbot than I have Stick. I didn't expect that, but again, they are bite-sized episodes, so easy to consume.
I can reiterate. I'll talk about the things I've been watching a little bit, and then we'll go into the things that we're gonna be covering. I also started Stick. It's clearly Apple's attempt to kind of get that Ted Lasso audience onto a new show. As of now, it doesn't have the Ted Lasso charm right out the gate. Ted Lasso was right out the gate, hooked you after episode 1 type of charm. Stick, I like Owen Wilson. I like his friend Mitz in the show. I'm not fully there yet with the kid and his mother. I'm not like fully bought in. It feels too predictable. And I kind of feel like I know where the show's going to go. And if we ever do like an episode dedicated to Stick, I'll say where I think it's going to go. I feel like Apple doesn't cancel shows.
I don't think they have yet. There's some they probably should.
They don't. And I hope there's an Apple programmer out there. I don't think they can confirm nor deny this, but maybe you can tell me privately and I'll sign an NDA. Or maybe I'll sign an NDA. Or maybe I won't. But my belief is they have so much money that they're not pissing away money. They only produce shows that they think are going to be good, obviously. I think that Apple's really hell-bent on quality, and that's why they don't cancel shows, because they believe in most of the shows and movies and miniseries and kid shows that they produce. I honestly think that. But they're not in the position of Netflix and HBO yet, where they have enough IP. Like we still have those people who are like, oh, Apple has TV, like good TV shows. Oh, like that. They're still like in that phase somehow. And so I feel like they have kept shows alive longer than any other network would. Netflix would have canceled For All Mankind, if I had to guess. Netflix probably would have canceled, maybe not For All Mankind, but would Invasion. It be going into? It might have gotten a season 2.
Yeah,
but I think it would have been. I think it would have been axed after 2. Foundation would have been canned after season 1, if I had to guess. Netflix, because think about it. Foundation is like a slow burn until it really hooks you, right?
It is, and it's complicated to get into too.
Most networks don't give you that sort of patience for a show storyline to develop. For All Mankind, I mean, it had a dud of a season. Okay, I think season 3 was the dud. Seasons 1 and 2 were peak. And then season 4, what was the last one, 4 or 5?
I think it was 4, but I will double
whichever
check.
Whichever number it was, amazing. Like one of the best seasons of a TV show that I've watched in recent memory. Okay, so my long story diatribe here is I think Stick regardless is going to get 3 seasons. You don't get Owen Wilson off his couch to go star in a show to give him less than 3 seasons. And I think if it can survive to a certain point in the story that I think it might go to, that it might end up being a great show. But as of right now, I stopped watching it after 3 episodes or 4 episodes, and I don't know when I'm going to come back to it. But with that being said, what I am watching, what I am enjoying, what Apple TV's done an incredible job in creating or producing is Slow Horses. Zach, I have to give you my apologies.
Yeah, you do.
I also have to tell you that you didn't sell it well. Because if you had sold it...
No. I've been telling you for 4 years, it's a great show. You got to watch it. I mean, that's enough. Like, if I say it's great, it's great.
Yeah, but, whip out the PowerPoint presentation, a little more. Slow Horses is incredible. Like, I'm talking...
It is.
I'm talking, like, I like Severance, but in terms of what show have I enjoyed watching the most on Apple TV, it's probably this one and Drops of God. Probably my top 2.
See, I have not watched Drops of God yet. I watched part of the first episode, and I know you've been raving about that one, so I will pick it up because you have finally watched Slow Horses. How about that?
And Drops of God
we'll
is
one for one
also
here.
having a season 2, but I won't say anymore. But I've binged through Slow Horses. I'm on season 4, episode 3, I think, so I'll probably be done with that by the end of the weekend. And so, without further ado, shall we get into our 2025 Story Archive schedule?
I think we should. Let's start at the top. Let's start with the most recent.
I'll rattle us off here because we got 3 shows. We got 3 shows that are all releasing this week, okay? We've got The Bear Season 3 Part 2. That released yesterday. I think they released all 10 episodes at once, or I think they have maybe more than 10, okay? That just dropped. We got Squid Game, final season or final part of the last season and the end of the series for now, dropping in an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay?
At the time of our recording this.
Yep. And we have a slow horse or a dark horse that also dropped, I think yesterday, or it's dropping, well, the Apple TV thing. It's supposed to drop tomorrow, but in reality, it's already live on Apple TV. And that's Smoke with our boy Taron Egerton, however you want to say his name. He's a fantastic actor. I pretty much... There's sneaky actors and sneaky directors that when you look back on all the stuff that they've done, you're like, damn, I liked every single thing that guy's been in. And every single movie, show this guy's been in, I've loved it. So he doesn't really miss. And so I can't imagine Smoke being bad. This is his second Apple TV show he's done. The other one was, what was it called? Blackbird?
Blackbird.
With the very creepy serial killer that he's in prison with, and he's kind of undercover, but also a criminal himself. Another very good show.
Don't forget though, he was also in Tetris.
That's right. He has a good relationship with Apple TV.
So third TV show from my record.
Do you think he's a potential James Bond candidate?
No.
No?
I like him. I don't think he's a James Bond candidate.
Not that you would like him to be James Bond, but do you think that they considered him? Like in the boardroom, they pulled up all the names and they said, okay, Michael Fassbender, Henry Cavill, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Cillian Murphy, and then what about Taron Egerton? Did he pop up?
I don't know. I don't think he would have popped up. To be completely honest, I'm surprised that even Henry Cavill and Cillian Murphy would have popped up in that conversation. I never think of James Bond when I hear their names.
I think I could think of Henry Cavill. I just think that the last Bond was Daniel Craig. And he was a very rough and tough James Bond.
Yeah.
And if we know anything about James Bond is they kind of tend to switch up the type of Bond. Then again, you had after Roger Moore, you had Pierce Brosnan, right?
Yeah.
And those were two pretty boy Bonds, right? Sean Connery was more of the Daniel Craig type of Bond. I prefer the Sean Connery and Daniel Craig are my 2 favorite Bonds in that
100%.
order.
100%.
I don't want to go to a pretty boy Bond who's on a snowmobile and his hair is in a perfect alignment and there's not a single hair out of order and there's never blood on his suit. I don't want to go back to that Bond. I don't. But I don't want a copy-paste version of Daniel Craig either. So somewhere in between, I think. Some maybe suave, more intelligent, more smooth talking maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But you caught the news, right? It's not fake news, Zach. You know who the director is going to be for the next Bond film, right?
I do. I'll probably butcher the name, but Denis Villeneuve.
Villeneuve?
Yeah, see, I knew I'd butcher that French name.
The director of Prisoners, director of Dune, director of Arrival, director of so many great films. And now he's going to do the first official Amazon purchased Bond series. So you figure he'll probably sign on for 2 or 3, if I had to guess. And
I would imagine.
I don't know. The rumor is, and I know we're deviating a little bit, but we can talk about everything because I think Bond's probably going to come out in the next year or two. Maybe
I heard 2027 is the year I heard.
Yeah, I think 27 is fair. Definitely not 26. But they're saying Aaron Taylor Johnson, who was just in 28 Years Later. That's in theaters right now. Omega, which is the watch brand that's usually James Bond, named him an ambassador, unless that was fake news. And so he seems to be the front runner at the moment.
Interesting. I did watch 28 Years Later, which, I mean, I loved it. Yeah, I think it was great. You need to go watch it. I'm really excited for the next one as well. I enjoyed Aaron Taylor Johnson in that one. He was good.
I was going to ask you. Yeah. Is he good?
He was good. I enjoyed it. I don't want to say too much about it because I don't want to give things away from the movie, but he was fun to watch on screen. I think I could get behind him as a James Bond.
If you see him in Bullet Train, you can kind of. I know these are kind of obvious comparisons, but if you see him in Bullet Train and you see him in the suit and kind of doing his thing, he's not really Bond there, but you could picture it. And I think a lot of these guys all have roles that could put them in there. For example, my concern with Cillian Murphy is that his Bond would be too similar to Tommy Shelby.
Yeah, I can't see that one. As much as I think that would be just so freaking cool for him,
I root for it.
I just can't see it.
I want it to happen. My guy is Michael Fassbender. That's who I would want to be Bond. Do I think it's going to happen? I think he's on the outside looking in at the moment. But the last couple roles he's taken, though, from Killer to The Agency, feels like he's going in the direction of wanting to be the next Bond. But we'll see. We'll see who's in that room and who's pulling for him. I think he's the best actor of everybody I've mentioned, but we shall see. Okay, so speaking about the Bear, Squid Game, and Smoke, the plan is, I don't think we're gonna do episodic, but we will do a beginning, middle, end to either one or both of those shows. Maybe at the very least, they're probably both getting a conclusion type of episode. Like we're gonna watch it or I'm gonna watch it. I think Zach needs to catch up on the Bear.
I do.
But we want to cover that in some capacity. And then Smoke, I'm probably gonna watch episode 1 of that, and that's a murder mystery. I feel like the channel would like that, so we may do a little bit of coverage on Smoke if it's good.
I've enjoyed Apple's sort of murder mystery shows so far. There's the one with the kid who was suspected of murder. That was good. Yeah, it was very entertaining. I was really sucked in. So I have high hopes for Smoke. I feel like they could really kill that show.
No pun intended. There's also another movie that's out there. Is it called Echo Valley with Sydney Sweeney?
I don't know.
That she essentially killed her boyfriend, or that's what the trailer makes you believe.
Yeah.
That she killed her boyfriend.
You're right.
And then the mom has to help her. So that looks really good. I actually want to watch that with my parents this weekend. I would like to watch that with them.
I almost brought that one up to my wife. She started watching that Carême, and then I was like,
"What is Carême?" Oh, the French guy. Yeah. I watched the first episode of that.
I didn't know what to expect when I saw the trailer. I just thought it was just gonna be some really weird show. It was fairly interesting.
No, it's a decent show. I just haven't sat down to continue it. There's enough episodes out now to go and binge it. I think that's gonna be a low key hit, Carême. I really do. You know, they really are pushing the dude as trying to be the suave, debonair French,
Yeah.
you know, French Bond type. He's a rock star chef in this day and age. He's pretty much banging everything that moves, seemingly, in the show.
With some whipped cream on it.
Yeah. For some reason, he always has whipped cream in his finger, and he's always like putting his finger in other people's mouths. In the first episode, I think he
many
puts
other
his
places, but yeah.
Oh, he does in more places than that?
Yeah, it's more than just the mouth.
I only got through episode 1, so I don't think I saw. Bro, in episode 1, he's like with 3 girls. I'm like, all right, Karem, do your thing, bro. But it's a solid show, interesting show during the time of Napoleon. I'm not watching it at the moment, but it'll probably be one that I watch. So yeah, we covered Bear, Squid Game, Smoke. That covers us all the way through August 8th because Smoke ends August 8th. But the most important thing is it covers you guys until we get into the show that we're probably most looking forward to over the summer, which is Foundation Season 3. That premieres July 11th. That premieres July 11th. We're going to not be launching on July 11th. We'll probably release the first episode on the 14th, probably closer to there, unless I'll be out of town on that specific day. So unless I'm able to get connection where I'm at, we might drop a surprise one that's a little not so pretty. I won't have my microphone and stuff like that. But nonetheless, July 11th, mark it on your calendars. Foundation Season 3. We'll be doing that episodically week to week, covering that show. We shall see where Empire takes us all the way through September 12th. Foundation's going to go from July 11th to September 12th.
I'm so excited for Foundation. I will say, though, I am going to try and make it a mission to not watch the trailer for it. Because I haven't
watched it either.
I'm kind of at a point now where I'm so sick of watching trailers because I feel like it gives too much of the movie away. Yep. Especially when it's like such a high stakes thing and like I've been building anticipation for it this long. Like I'm already bought in. Just tell me when it comes out. I don't want you to show me anything that's gonna, make me have really strong ideas of what's likely gonna happen. So I'm staying away from that at all costs.
Yeah, that's how I feel about the F1 movie at this point. Apple has released 1 million trailers for this movie, and
okay. All right. I gotta say though, have you watched the Haptic trailer?
Yeah, I heard about it.
It was cool. I showed everybody, all of my in-laws, and they were like, mind blown. Yeah,
you need a new phone
really
for
cool.
that?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know what phone you have, but I think as long as it has a haptic engine, I think it's fine. So if it's like within the last like 5 years, I'm sure it would probably work. But it was really fun to watch. It felt great. I wish they would use that technology more in like TV and because like I'd watch shit on my phone more just for that. You can feel the engine.
A little hack for people who don't have TVs in their room. Probably horrible for your eyes, but turn the flashlight on your phone, like lower it down to get a little backlight on the phone. If you bring the phone like close enough in the pitch dark, it looks like you're in a movie theater. Like it's close enough, and it kind of feels like the screen feels like. Because I'm always very reluctant to watch things on my phone.
Same.
But when it's dark and you put it on your phone, it's kind of nice. Okay. Next show that's going to premiere in August. This is not going to get an episodic treatment, but it'll probably get a nice little season 2 review treatment. That's going to be Wednesday, releasing on Netflix. I really enjoyed season 1. That's Jenna Ortega. It's the spinoff from the Addams Family show. I really enjoyed it, so I'm looking forward to season 2. They're going to be dropping it on August 6th. Okay. That's 11 days before my birthday, so you want to send me some birthday wishes, feel free to do so. And then that is going to drop part 1 on August 6th, and then they're going to drop part 2 on September 3rd. So Netflix is adopting this new strategy with their hit shows, seems, because you're going to find out about the Stranger Things that we're going to be covering later in the year.
Yeah.
And they are also doing not just a part 1, they're doing a part 1, part 2, part 3 situation for Stranger Things. So it seems Wednesday is going to be another iteration of that. Perhaps leaning towards the strategy that we like over here at Story Archives for our own selfish and life balance reasons, which is when you drop these seasons in all at once, okay, I haven't had anybody talk to me about The Bear yet. Why? Because if you premiere one episode at a time, there's a little bit of a conversation. There's a little bit of anticipation. Yeah. You go from dropping all 10 episodes of Severance at once, okay, to, did you see Severance last week? Did you see Chicky Bardo? Who the hell directed that? Now this new director, first time directing, Jessica Lee Gagne, I think is her name, everybody's talking about her. But if you had dropped Severance all 10 episodes at once, would we have talked about her like that? No, because we were all stuck with that episode for a week to think about it, to rewatch it, to remember the montage of Mark and, you know, I'm not going to say because you haven't watched Severance, but nonetheless, that's the point. Maybe Netflix is realizing that their key IP, maybe they should spread it out, dominate the conversation a little bit, generate a little bit of a marketing engine for themselves rather than drop all 13 episodes of Stranger Things at once or however many it's going to be.
Yeah, I really hate the whole, you know, drop everything all at once thing. I think doing it weekly is probably the best. I had a lot of conversations when Severance was out, just like week to week of like, did you catch that up? With people I never thought I would like talk to about the show. And I was like, it's fun on a personal level to have those conversations, but also like, I feel like it's so much better for the IP because it gives you so much more time to build a connection with it. You go from this micro point on a timeline of just like, yeah, we binged it all in like 3 days and then, you know, we're gone for like the next year and a half, 2 years, to I just invested like 2.5 months of my life into watching the show and conversing about the show. Like that, I wish companies would lean into that a lot more. I'm happy that it looks like Netflix is kind of moving in that direction with the whole like part 1, part 2, part 3 in the Stranger Things case. I would be totally okay with seeing more of that. I have a feeling that like kind of appeals to the people in the middle where like I don't want to wait so long, but you know, you at least break some things out. So
let's think about it with Stranger Things. They're dropping episodes 1 through 4 on November 26th. Is that Thanksgiving this year?
Yeah, it's Thanksgiving.
Okay. That's one holiday. They go 3 major holidays where they dominate a conversation. Thanksgiving, Christmas. You can count Christmas Eve too. I consider that to be a holiday. And New Year's Eve.
Yeah. Which that one I find a little hard, but keep going.
Yeah, it's tough to dominate. You're not going to dominate New Year's Eve.
No.
Everybody will watch it on January 1st more than likely.
Yep.
Right? But I do find that very interesting that they're doing that. Because think about it. Foundation is going to go from July 11th through September 12th. Literally 3 months you're going to have that for.
Yeah.
So, and by the way, I have high hopes for Foundation Season 3 because Apple does this thing where they really are giving these creators, these writers, an opportunity to tell a story over a long period of time where other networks may have canceled them had they not had the viewership. And is it so far-fetched to say that Foundation Season 3 might be a banger? Like, it just might be, like, insanely good. I don't know, but I really think it could go that direction.
I really hope it does.
Okay. Shall I move on?
What's next on the list, sir?
Next up on the list, and before I do, if you're enjoying this content, please like and subscribe to the channel. We're really trying to hit 1,000 subs on the channel. If you're watching this stuff, we're making this episode for you. I know we haven't been posting as, you know, with our episodic coverage that we usually do, but that's the point of this, is to kind of gear you up, get you excited, to let you know we do have shows dropping the rest of the year, and also let us know what other content you'd like to see on the channel. Would you be interested in some live streaming? Would you be interested in some video game streaming on the channel? Would you be interested in some other types of commentary on different types of things? Let us know. Email us at contact@soapbox.house or just drop it in the comments. It's a little bit easier for us to kind of go through those. Let us know what you want to see on the channel, what shows you're watching, what might be good to cover. So anyways, back to the episode. Next up, don't know what we're going to do with this, but I did enjoy season 1, although it was brutal. Terminal List, starring Chris Pratt, is going to release on Prime August 27th. Okay, we are jam-packed with shows, guys. That's still in the middle of our Foundation coverage right there. I'm going to watch Terminal List Season 2. I don't know if I'm going to watch it in that moment or later. If it's good enough, maybe it gets an episode recapping it because Season 1 was decent. moving on from literally 2 weeks after we end our coverage on Foundation. Okay, we're 12 days after. We go into the best show on Apple TV, which I've been telling Zach to watch for years. We go into Slow Horses Season 5. I repeat, Slow Horses Season 5 premiering September 24th. And that's going to take us all the way through October 29th, right in time for our second annual SASA Awards that we're going to be dropping in late October, where we're going to be giving out our awards for the best TV shows and films that we have watched in the entire year prior to the last SASA Awards.
Yeah.
That's going to be happening at that point.
That's a fun one. You should join us. I think the last one was like, what, a couple of hours long? It was a long one. But, man, it's fun to sit down and actually, like, recap. Because I don't note that often how many shows and movies I watch. But, dang, like, you can shoot through a lot in a year, man. So 100%. I love comparing notes there and ranking that. It's super fun. And
I like
think last time we
watch history.
We posted a list that we can share afterwards. So we'll probably do that again if you want to, catch the list, add things to your watch list.
Yes, please. Next up, show that might be... I wasn't anticipating to get into Slow Horses this year. Okay, I'm not going to lie. So Slow Horses is the thing I'm most looking forward to in September. All right? But before I got into Slow Horses, the show that I was most looking forward to dropping this year, and we don't have a big footprint with the audience on this network, is HBO. They're dropping a detective show from the creators of Mayor of Easttown, which is one of the best murder mystery shows starring, what the hell's her name? Kate Winslet. That dropped, I think, 2 years ago. Okay. The show they're dropping is called Task, starring Mark Ruffalo. That's going to drop in September, right with Slow Horses. That's going to be around. I think that one's going to be good enough for a weekly episodic, if I had to guess. It's going to be along the lines of a True Detective. So I would be interested in doing that episodically for that. And then we may do a little break after that because we're going to have Task and Slow Horses taking us into November. And then at the end of November, we got a lot of competition covering Stranger Things, but what the hell? We're going to cover it anyways. We'll be covering the way Netflix is going to drop it. We'll probably do one episode for episodes 1 through 4, one for 5 through 7, and one for the series finale. That should be the thing there.
Yeah. Speaking of the series finale, did you hear that thing's going to be a freaking movie?
Like 2 hours?
2.5 hour runtime on that thing.
Very nice. Very
yeah.
nice. I mean, it's all out, man. It's the end. No
It'll
coming
be a fun
back.
way to close it.
It's only so long these kids can be in high school. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to that. I think we're jam-packed, man. Like, we've got a lot of overlapping shows.
I like not having to think about what we're going to cover. And then lastly, in December, we also should be getting the drop of the Peaky Blinders movie called The Immortal Man, which if you didn't know this, that's what started off our channel. That's what started off the Story Archives show, or Story Archives. And we are technically the #1 ranked Peaky Blinders podcast in the world. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, we'll be bringing that back pretty hard.
Yeah, 100%. We may have to do a rewatch of the series. Maybe not episodically covered, but we may have to do our own little selfish rewatch. I think it's going to happen before the movie for me.
Yeah.
And yeah. Any other closing notes for 2025? Because I got some stuff to talk about for 2026.
No, I mean, I've been dying to get back into a rewatch of Peaky Blinders. It's such a good vibe. So I own all those episodes. I would recommend you buy them if you haven't. But no, I'm thoroughly satisfied with our list for 2025.
Perfect. And I'm assuming Apple's going to drop another banger at the end of 2025 because as of right now, they don't have anything that is catching my eye for the probably most important quarter of the year, which is that October, November, December window, right? So, so we'll see what happens there. Maybe Silo comes back by then. We don't know. Maybe they slip in a season of Silo before that. But and then also there's another show that's getting a lot of buzz. I feel like some of you out there probably have watched it. I forget what the name of it is, but it's on Sci-Fi right now. Did I put it in there?
I don't think so.
I texted it to you.
Oh, yeah. You said Revival, right?
It's called The Revival. That show's getting a ton of buzz. I don't care about critics' reviews, but the audience meter has given it an 85.
93 is what I'm looking at right now on the tomato meter.
93 is the
Oh, right.
critics review.
You're right. That's right.
But
85%.
nonetheless, 93 is very high. So
It is high.
what is Poker Face?
I have no idea.
That's that Netflix show. Or no, Peacock. Okay, anyway, so that might be an additional one. And let's talk about 2026, because if you think 2025 is good, 2026, we definitely have For All Mankind Season 5, and I cannot wait for that, okay?
Yeah.
We have HBO's going to have a banger year. They're going to have Night of the Seven Kingdoms, okay? The Dunk and Egg story.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have House of the Dragon Season 3, more than likely, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to have the most anticipated show maybe ever, Harry Potter Season 1, probably dropping sometime towards the end of the year, if I had to guess. I would assume Night of the Seven Kingdoms is going to be Q1. House of the Dragon Season 3 is going to be summer. Harry Potter is going to be around Halloween, if I had to guess. And then For All Mankind Season 5, it's been a while. Wouldn't be surprised if we get a January release window for All Mankind Season 5. And then we get GTA 6 dropping in freaking May, man. Come on. 2026 cannot get here soon enough. I need 2 weeks off in May.
At least. I think everybody does, honestly. I think everybody I know wants to buy it. They're going to buy it. They're going to try and take some time off. So that'll be a fun one, man.
It's going to look like 28 days later when that game comes out on the street.
Yeah, probably. Where is everybody?
In fact, I might go out like to places that I won't go out to usually. I might go out the day GTA 6 drops. It's going to be dead out there. But then again, I'll probably be there in my house, in my boxers, in my t-shirt, maybe put the AC real cold, get my coffee in my hand, wake up, joyride down Vice City. Oh, I can't wait.
I'm excited, dude. I'm excited. Well, that's all I've gotten here.
Yes.
Any last things? Any surprise ones you haven't shared with me yet?
No, I can't. Look, man, I spent hours on this. Hours prepping the calendar, okay?
Right.
I went through the greenlit shows of every network I could find, the shows that caught my eye. This is what I got.
All right.
I'm sure there's going to be other shows that slip in through the cracks in there. I think Drops of God Season 2 is probably going to drop at some point. I will do that. Oh, God, can I do that episodically? I would sure like to. So I guess I have to. I've talked so much about that show. I have to do it episodically. But you have to watch it.
Yeah. I'll start watching the first episode again. Awesome. Maybe tomorrow. Yeah. So, anyways, thank you for listening to this episode of Story Archives. You can find this podcast anywhere you find podcasts, Apple and Spotify primarily, or you can visit our website at soapbox.house. You'll find links to this show, our socials, and anything else you might desire. Until next time.
Follow us and connect on socials. Mine is my name, and Zach's is his name.
Yeah, it's really easy. Initial. Yeah,
so.
middle initials in there, Zachary R. And I gotta distinguish myself from all of the naughty people with my name out there.
Yeah, mine is just Mario Busto. But anyways, alrighty, y'all. Have a good one. Let us know. Give us some crazy good feedback on this episode, and we will see you next time.
Peace.